Welcome back to this YouTube channel, my lovely people. Today we are going to be learning a lot. That's the reason why the background music is very low. If you're searching for a building contractor here in Ghana that is quite affordable, doesn't compromise on quality, and also deliver on time, then you have to contact the number shown on your screen. We can as well help you with your architectural drawings, searching for a land or a house that you want to buy, or you have a property that you want to sell. You can also get in touch with us. Today we are back at this lovely project, a luxury 3-bedroom home that we are building over here. Few weeks ago we cast the decking for this second floor, and we are now back. On this second floor we have the gym room area, we have the washroom, and also the poly tank reserved area. The roof is going to be a concrete slab. So in this video I want to share with us the process for the column extension. So on this second floor we have 7 columns and we have 2 entrance beams. So the iron rod we're using, or the steel bars, we have the 16 mm, 12 mm and the 10 mm. The 16 mm high tensile is what we have been using from the foundation to this current stage. So as we are here to work on this second floor, we need to extend the columns because of the block laying, and also to extend it to the roof slab. So this is 10 mm that the steel bender is cutting over there. So that is the column ties. We're going to be using the 10 mm for the column ties. Okay, now because we are creating columns, so we're going to be calling what we refer to as the rings locally for a layman, so you call it ties. And this is what is now doing. After he's done cutting them into the recommended length or the required length, now it's time for him to bend them. Okay, so we are always very cautious about the hook length. The hook length is after he's done bending all the angles to like 90 degrees, so the remaining length is the hook length. So we're going to be doing that like 135 degrees. So I'm going to be showing us how this column ties actually look. Okay, so if we're actually using this for a beam, they will call it a stirrups. So that is also something for us to learn when it comes to building construction. Okay, so this is it. So the edges are in 90 degrees. The hook length was bent into like 135 degree, as you can see. Okay, so this is the column ties that we are going to be using to arrange the reinforcement bars. Okay, so enough of them has been created, and it's time for the columns work to get started. So now that we are done with the column ties, okay, so it's time for us to commence the column work, which is the setting of the reinforcement bars. So this is the work they are coming to do right now, and I'll show us they've already commenced. So it has properly arranged. So the column ties is what to be used to hold up the bars. So they use binding wires to tie them. So you see how neat the work is done. All these that you are seeing us doing are based on the structural engineer recommendation. So these are the reason why I always advise clients, make sure you get the right hands to handle your project. You need to build a house or a home that will last more than you. So most of the time, some of us will like to compromise, which this is definitely going to affect us on the long run. So if you want to work with us, quality should be your number one priority, and getting things done once and right should be your main goal. And these are the things you get when you partner with us. We have the right hands that will handle your project and will also deliver on time. We work daily beyond the normal required time for laborers to work on site, and we'll make sure we don't compromise on quality. Okay, so this is the work that is going on. So we have the binding wires. So the reinforcing bars is a 16 mm high tensile, and the column ties is 10 mm. So the 12 mm is going to be used for the entrance beams, okay, and the stirrups has also been done. So this is when we're fixing these column extensions. So one thing you also always have to ensure is that the relapping of your columns, you must make sure there is enough length. Sometimes you go to a site and you will see the column extension after the steel benders are done fixing, tying them with the binding wires. Then you will see that the columns cannot stand on its own. It will start bending as if there is a pressure that is pushing the column. So what it means is that there is no enough, the length of the columns that was coming out. For example, in this our case, the column length, as you can see over here, we're yet to add this particular column, and you can see that the length is long enough for the extension to actually be able to relap on it, and this will also ensure the maximum structural integrity that you want to achieve for your project. So you can see how the column is standing like nothing, no pressure can push it. You can see the one over here, you can see that it's standing on its own. So this is how work is done. So you have to make sure you get the right hands to monitor your project. So whenever we're taking up over a project and maybe it's time for us to cast the decking or the oversight concrete, maybe on the ground floor, when we see that the column length that is going to be remaining after we are done casting is too short, which is not in accordance to what the structural engineer has recommended, so we'll make sure we relap them before we cast the decking. This also helps to strengthening the columns and also help with the structural integrity of the project you are working on. Okay, so you can see the lovely job that is going on over here. The masons too are laying the block work. You can see this another column extension which has been done, standing on its own, not flinging up and down, not bending, because we ensure we have enough length of steel rods or steel bars when we want to cast the decking. So let's see how beautiful this comes out to be. So we have 7 columns, all the extensions has been done. So we have 2 entrance beams which has also been done. So those entrance beams are only going to be useful when we are done laying the blocks. The standard height for a door is 7 feet, so we always want to ensure that we get that height before we cast a decking or before the plastering stage. We do our work all at once. Okay, it might delay a bit, but you have to do the right thing. So you can see how beautiful this is looking, and we are also rounding up the work for day 1 on the site. So this is a very lovely job that has been done by our steel benders. So if you need our service, you want us to help you to achieve your dream home, please get in touch with us, and don't call me and be asking me how much it's going to take for me to build a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. That will be quite difficult for me to tell you, because I've not seen your building plan. I don't know the size of the bedrooms. I don't know how spacious you want the kitchen to be, how spacious you want the living area to be, So how will I be able to tell you how much it's going to cost you? So if you're interested in the cost of a property, you start with number one, your building plan. And if you are coming up with the multiple floors of home, you make sure you perform your soil test. So this geotechnical report is also going to guide the architecture at the architect in terms of the drawing. Okay, so don't forget, interested in our service, then get in touch with us. Call the number shown on your screen, and don't forget, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We have a whole lot to share with you when it comes to real estate here in Ghana. See you some other time. Bye.